Hi, I'm Chip Rowan with the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, and for this episode of Good to Know, I'm here with John Wagner, and John is actually the director and the choreographer for some upcoming musicals. They're going to be at the State Theater. So good to have you here, John.
Thank you for having us, Chip.
Now, last year you weren't able to have any shows, and we know why, and we won't even talk about that. We're just going to move on to this year.
The dark days.
Yes. But the bright days are here. And would you tell our viewers what's happening at the State Theater in Uniontown?
Absolutely. So live theater is finally coming back to the State Theater. We have two productions this summer. Our first show is Xanadu, which is July 9th, 10th, and 11th. And then our second production is The Sound of Music, which is July 30th, 31st, and August 1st.
And so those are Friday, Saturday, Sundays?
Correct. Xanadu has a performance Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. and Sunday at 2 o'clock p.m. And then The Sound of Music has a performance on Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock, and then Saturday and Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Now, most important thing, how can people get tickets?
Tickets, there are several ways. So you can call the State Theater directly, 724-439-1360, or you can visit the website, www.statetheater.info, and that's theater with an R-E. And then always the State Theater's Facebook page has lots of information, posts a couple times a week with links to get the tickets there.
And tickets are on sale for both shows now?
Correct. Tickets are on sale. We encourage you to purchase ahead of time so that you can beat the line on the day of the show. Tickets are on sale and we're ready to go.
And they're very affordable. I think it's $15 for adults and $10 for children?
Correct. $15 for adults, $10 for children. And you really can't beat that price.
No, you can't. Folks, I've seen the shows up at the State. They do a great job. It's professional right here in Fayette County.
Broadway and Uniontown.
Yeah, exactly. Why did you select these shows, John?
Two reasons. When we were thinking about the performances this summer, one, we knew we wanted to start with something a little bit smaller. Xanadu has nine people in it for the cast. But we also wanted to do something that is fun. After the past year and a half, we just think that everyone needs to laugh. And that's what Xanadu is. You're going to come to the theater. It's a great time. It's funny. You're not going to leave the theater without a smile on your face.
It's based on the 80s, right?
Yeah, so it's somewhat based on the original movie, Xanadu. It has a little bit of a different storyline and, of course, pokes some fun at the original movie.
Now, you already started rehearsing, and I know you've been working hard at that. You want to talk a little bit about the preparation that goes into that?
We started rehearsing at the end of May for Xanadu, and then a week later, rehearsals for The Sound of Music picked up. So we actually rehearsed both shows at the same time. Both shows have 3 days a week of rehearsal.
And we're going to talk to some of the cast members, but most of the cast have other jobs. So this is like a sideline for them. So they're working their regular job, and then you're rehearsing in the evenings and weekends, I would imagine?
Correct. We rehearse starting at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, Monday through Thursday. We do some Saturday mornings, and then we also do Sunday evenings.
Now, how many people were involved in the shows?
Xanadu has 9 cast members. We have about 35 in The Sound of Music.
And you have a live orchestra for Xanadu?
Correct. It's a small band. There's 4 musicians that will be actually on stage with us for the show.
That's cool. Now, production staff. I know behind the scenes there's people working too on sets and publicity, those sorts of things.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much that goes on. Our production staff pretty much has been working actually before we even went into rehearsals. We have design conversations. Our technical director has been in every weekend building the scenery. He's been constructing both shows at the same time. We have a costume designer that's come in from out of town who's with us for the summer, who's designing and building everything, finding rentals for us. So there's a lot of coordinating backstage that people don't get to see.
Yeah, and with 2 shows that close together, that's a lot of work too.
It is. It takes a lot of planning. It's possible as long as you plan in advance.
Exactly. Now the facility, State Theater is a wonderful facility, and I know you were able to utilize that.
Yeah, it's the State Theater. It's a beautiful venue in downtown Uniontown. I mean, when in its heyday, Uniontown had several theaters, and the State Theater is really the only one that's surviving. It opened in 1922, so it's about to have its 100-year anniversary.
Oh, it's amazing. I know they've done a great job restoring that and maintaining that.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have it. We're very lucky that live theater can continue at the State Theater.
Tell you what, if you don't mind, just give the folks the dates and times again.
Absolutely. So Xanadu is July 9th, 10th, and 11th, Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m., Sunday at 2 o'clock p.m. And The Sound of Music is July 30th and 31st at 7 o'clock p.m. and July 31st and August 1st at 2 o'clock p.m. You can get tickets by calling the State Theater at 724-439-1360 or going to our website, www.statetheater.info.
Well, John, thank you for being here. Appreciate the work that you're doing there. I guess we should say break a leg as you're getting ready for that. And we're going to bring in some of the cast members and talk to them.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are back with a few of the cast members for the upcoming show Xanadu at the State Theater. And with me is Rachel Zaba. Good to have you here, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.
And Brennan Malia.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Good to have you here, Brennan. They are both from Connellsville, so they're local here. And it's good to have you here. And you were telling me you have some family in this show. So you tell me that connection again.
Brennan and I are actually in both shows, and we are cousins. And then two more of our cousins are in The Sound of Music with us.
Wow, that's great. It is a family affair. Now, Brennan, I saw on Facebook that you were, it was a video, and you were roller skating. Tell us a little bit about your roller skating training.
Well, thankfully for me, it was kind of like riding a bike. I was able to put them on and just go with it. I skated a lot as a kid. Some of the other cast members, though, aren't as familiar with roller skating, but they've been working incredibly hard. Our lead, her name is Kayla Grimm. She's been in a couple other of the state productions. She is at the theater like an hour and a half before every day, rolling around on the stage, getting her flubs out before she goes on. So we're putting in hard work, and we hope it pays off for you.
Now, what is your part? What?
I play Talia, Muse of Comedy. The show is based around, it's kind of like a Greek tragedy on roller skates. It features, prominent Greek figures. So I play Talia, Muse of Comedy.
Okay, great. And what part do you play, Rachel?
I play Melpomene. She is the Muse of Tragedy. She's kind of the comedic villain, if you will, and I am in a duo with Emily Hamilla, who plays Calliope, and she's the Muse of Epics. So
interesting names.
yes, very.
Thank you for saying that.
It took us a while to get them.
Now, before we started, Brennan, you mentioned it's been a tough year, and so this is a fun musical. You want to talk a little bit about the?
Yeah, it's a really fun show. It kind of pokes fun at the movie. It's a 1980 movie starring Olivia Newton-John and Gene Kelly. It kind of pokes fun at that and takes some liberties with the plot, but it's just lighthearted, really funny, great music. It's all ELO music. It's a nice escape from the times we've been living through this past year. So
it's very upbeat, right?
It is, very, very upbeat. And like I said, the music, it's a bop. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, sounds good. Rehearsals, you both have other jobs, and you're fitting that in. How is that difficult?
Very, especially when you're in both shows. You pretty much are at rehearsal every single day. So trying to get my clients in and get to rehearsal on time is interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Anything else you'd like to share with our viewers about Xanadu?
It's just like Brennan said, it's a fun, energetic show. It's very upbeat. Like, who doesn't like to have fun?
Who doesn't like to roller skate, right?
Well, I, thank God, don't have to. That is one thing about my character, is I just get to stomp around. But yeah, and I believe we're having a ladies' night the Saturday night before.
Okay, you want to talk about that?
Sure, it's like an 80s party. There's going to be like wine and light hors d'oeuvres, and I believe if you go on the State Theater website, you can get a ticket to that and then a ticket to the show, and it's a nice night out. It takes place in Story Square, right next door to the theater.
Beautiful square there.
Yes, we did it for Mamma Mia, and people loved it. So, and it's a short and sweet show, so like you still have time to go party after if you want to.
So that's Saturday, July 10th.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the 7 o'clock show.
Yes.
Excellent. Anything else, Brennan?
No, we're working really hard. We hope you get the chance to come out and see it, and hope you enjoyed as much as we have enjoyed putting it together. So,
well, Rachel and Brennan, thank you for being here, and break a leg.
Thank you.
We are back with some more cast members, and these are from The Sound of Music. And with me is Lauren Gross. Good to have you here, Lauren.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Sue Camille.
Thanks, Chip. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, too. And Sue, tell me, what part do you play in The Sound of Music?
I am playing the role of a nun as well as Baroness Elberfeld.
Okay, 2 roles.
2 roles, yes. And it's going to be very fun to try to change costumes quickly to make both roles, but we'll make that happen.
And Lauren, what role are you playing?
I am playing Sister Margareta. I'm a nun. I'm very excited to have a chance to play a nun.
Yeah.
I'm was raised in Catholic church, and a lot of my teachers in my elementary days were nuns. So I pay homage to them, and I finally get to wear a habit.
So you're using them as role models for this?
I am.
Good and bad, probably, right?
Yes. Yes. Sister Regina, it was actually my 5th grade school teacher. She just loved me, but always had the habit, always looked the part. We always sang our hymns in the morning. Takes me back.
Yeah.
Takes me back.
Now, Sue, challenges with this show. You mentioned about changing costumes. And are there other challenges?
There are. Lauren and I are singing in Latin, and so we are learning a new language with our voices. And other challenges are musically. I'm finding personally that our music director, Joe Andrea, is asking us to kind of reach some heights. Yes, Lauren? Yeah. And so I have to practice singing in my head voice a little bit more, thanks to him. But again, all challenges that we're managing. Yes.
Now, I know both of you have been involved in musical theater. You're a choreographer, and I know you've directed shows. What is it like coming back out to do this? I mean, I know you performed recently, and maybe you have too, and I just don't know that. But tell me about this experience about getting involved again.
Chip, it's very nice to be on the stage. It's been 5 years for me since I stepped on the stage with John's production of Gypsy. As the director of Con Area Catholic's Performing Arts Program, incidentally, Lauren and I have worked on a show together in the past. She choreographed Annie Jr. for us. I take the skills that I'm learning this summer back to the students at Con Area. And I'm asking them to do a lot of things that might be out of their comfort zone. And now I'm being asked to do that. So when I'm asking and instructing students, I've been there and I can appreciate some of their apprehensions, but then the joys when you achieve those goals. And so it's kind of like a little professional development for me also. On stage, but also backstage. I'm learning some great skills because I think what audience members, some know, but some may not know, is that there's a show behind the show. Lauren? Yes, right? We're backstage making things happen so that the magic happens on stage. And for me, that is really fun, bringing the two of those pieces together.
Now, Lauren, I know you were in Mamma Mia. I got to see that show, and it was great.
Thank you.
This is a big change from that. This is a classic.
This is a classic show, wonderful show for kids, actually all ages. I think mostly, anyone I've ever spoken to know pretty much some of the music from this show.
I'd imagine people that don't even follow musicals, if you would ask them to name a musical, this is probably one that they
Yes, this is a classic. My mother grew up watching this, as a child. It's almost like a family tradition in a lot of families that yearly they watch The Sound of Music as part of whatever they're celebrating or whatever they, as time goes on, it just continues just to keep popping up.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to see it. It is a classic. Always enjoyed the beautiful music.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So, anything else you'd like to share about your roles or about the show that our viewers may be interested in?
I think to talk more about what Lauren was referencing, this is a show that everyone should see. And sometimes I wonder about younger people, do they know the sound of music? And so this is your opportunity, parents, grandparents, to make sure that they know some of the great American music and stories that we have in our history as a nation that has created music theater.
And there's some history within the show too. Yeah.
There is history within the show, and I think that you'll see some of that, and certainly our director can speak to more of that as he's working with our Austrian and German characters, and you'll see some of those tensions on stage. Pay attention to the party scene. There are some things that go on there that are very apparent. And so I would just encourage people to come out and see this show and get back to enjoying live theater.
Live Theater, and children are welcome to come. When they come, we have, how many are there? 13 children that are in this show. They are phenomenal.
The song "Let's So Long Farewell," they all get to sing that.
Oh yes.
Exit off stage.
So impressed by these kids, and if anybody, children are a little apprehensive about performing, come to the show, see what these kids do. They can do it too. Very inspirational. Very inspirational.
Well, Lauren and Sue, thank you for being here. As I've told the others, break a leg. Wish you well with your production. And folks, make sure you get out to the State Theater, see Xanadu and the Sound of Music. This is Good to Know.